Chapter 26. Angela's POV. 74. 55 vouchers. To say I expected Ethan's call was a full-blown lie because I didn't. I was trying to move on from that past, from him. But I still didn't expect Liam to ask me to be his fake girlfriend. It sounded absurd, like there was a hidden meaning to it. I didn't dwell much on it, but the desperation in his voice made me think about it again and again and again. Liam had never asked for favors. For him to ask this, that meant he really needed my help. Ethan's voice slid through the speaker like honey, warm, familiar, carefully sweetened. The kind of sweetness that used to melt me instantly. The kind that used to make me believe anything, forgive anything. Angela, he breathed, almost trembling, I'm sorry. I made a terrible mistake. My heart stuttered. That old version of me, the one who waited for scraps of affection from him, who waited for him to see that I loved him, leaned forward, desperate. Hungry. I love you, he continued. I've always loved you. I was just scared. Confused. Maya meant nothing. You know that. None of them have ever meant anything to me. They've just been distractions. I'm sorry. I realize now that you've always been there. You've always been the one. And I was a fool for letting you go. Please. The one. I used to dream of hearing that. I used to wonder what it would feel like to be Ethan's girlfriend. Because I loved him so much, I even planned baby names. I felt like such a fool when he threw me out. But right now, his words were confusing me. I want to see you, he said. Tomorrow night. Dinner. A real date. Just us. I want to start over properly this time. I swear, Ange, this time it'll be different. I promise I'll treat you right. Please just consider. For old time's sake. I want to try again with you. Every word was gentle, achingly tender, like he had practiced them in the mirror. Maybe he had. My pulse kicked up. Joy flickered, brief, stupid, instinctive. The vindication of finally being chosen. Finally being wanted. This was all I ever wanted anyways. Why hesitate? But then the memory hit. The lobby. Maya disrespecting me in front of Ethan, Liam and my co-workers and then not saying a word. Or was it the fact that she called me a boyfriend snatcher? Maya, calling me a thief and a prostitute, loud enough for the whole lobby to hear. Ethan, standing beside her, saying nothing. He didn't defend me. Not once. Not even a, stop. Not even a, that's not true. He stood there like I didn't matter. Like I was trash. The silence that cut deeper than the words. And then another memory surfaced, uninvited but clear. It was all Liam. I remembered Liam's hand in mine. Liam, defending me without hesitation. Liam telling me I wasn't a game, not to him. Liam crying on the hallway floor because he thought he'd lost me. I looked at him now. Standing only a few feet away. Eyes red and tired. Hands curled like he was stopping himself from reaching for me. He looked terrified. Not for himself. For me. Something clicked. The thought slammed into me and my body shook with the realization. Ethan only cared because someone else did. Morn. 26. Ogo. 0. Less than. 12:08 Monday, January 26 G Road. Chapter 26. 74. 55 vouchers. He was calling now because I wasn't waiting anymore, because Liam existed, because suddenly I wasn't on a shelf he could return to whenever he wanted. He was calling because he knew that Liam made me feel seen. I wasn't that girl that followed him everywhere anymore. I was different with Liam and he didn't like that. This wasn't love. This was ego. Possession. Control. This was Ethan trying to prove that I would always need him. But that wasn't true. That wasn't true at all. And I was so tired of being a prize in games I never agreed to play. Ethan kept talking, voice softening even more, but I didn't hear a word of it. I pulled the phone away from my ear. Angela, he asked. Ange. Are you there? He didn't even call me the nickname he gave me. Pathetic. I couldn't do this anymore. I hung up. Just like that. No explanation. No apology. No space for him to slither back in. It was time to move on. I didn't need Ethan anymore. Liam straightened as I lowered my phone, breath catching like he was afraid of my decision. I'll pay you, Angela. And no, I don't mean it in a disrespectful manner. Think of it as a job. You can quit your job at Ethan's company. Once this is over, I'll pay you. Enough to settle everything for good. Please just help me out with this. Just this. Once. I wanted to yell at him, to ask him how desperate he thought I was, but I knew the truth. I couldn't keep working at Ethan's father's company when he and Maya were there. They were already invested in making my life a living hell. I turned to look at him. Along with the desperation, I saw the hope and the pain in them. I released a breath. I'll do it, I said quietly. He blinked. You will. I'll fake date you for your family dinner. Relief crashed through him with such force it almost hurt to watch. His exhale came out in a shudder, shoulders sagging like he hadn't breathed in hours. But, I added quickly, lifting a hand before he could get too comfortable, on one condition. Besides the money. His entire body tensed. Anything. You will tell me everything tonight. His Adam's apple bobbed. The bet, I said. The photos. Why did you go to Ethan's apartment? What happened back then? What happened after? All of it. Every lie, every detail, every truth you didn't think I could handle. If we're doing this, I motioned between us, I need to know exactly who I'm pretending to date. Liam didn't hesitate. Okay. Not even a beat. I'll tell you everything, he said, voice low and steady. No holding back. For the first time that night, something in my chest loosened. We walked inside. The air felt different, thick, slow, like the apartment itself knew the truth was finally coming. 12:08 Monday, January 26 GR. Chapter 26. 74. 55 vouchers. I went to the kitchen and made tea, mostly to keep my hands from shaking. Liam stood at the counter, elbows braced, staring at the grain of the wood like he was preparing a confession he'd been scared of giving for years. When the mugs were ready, we sat across from each other at the small dining table. Only a few feet of space, but it felt more like a battlefield, one where he was finally willing to lay down every secret, every weapon, every version of himself he'd hidden behind. The steam from my cup curled between us. The silence was heavy, loaded, expectant. When Liam finally lifted his eyes to mine, they were raw. Honest. Terrified. Where do you want me to start? He asked, voice barely above a whisper. And I swallowed hard, bracing for the truth that was about to change everything. I want you to tell me everything, Liam, every single thing, no keep secrets.